Maayong adlaw mga kaigsuunan. This is your girl, Cyrilicious. Yeah. So for today's video, we are going to talk about the foundations of visual design. The space, form, and volume. So walay pagduha-duha, let's start. For the first one, we have space. Space is basically an area that is unoccupied or an empty area. However, in this field, space refers to the focus on a single element, or also called as the dominance. Dominance is an element that attracts the eye first. Now, in this element, the concept of emphasizing an object is present. We can use color, shape, contrast, scale, and positioning to achieve dominance or space. To substantiate, we have here the categories of space. We have the positive space, negative space, picture plane, composition, and focal point. Positive space is the actual sculpture or building. It refers to the subject or areas of interest in an artwork. For example, a person or face in a portrait, the trees in a landscape painting, and the objects in a life painting. Next, we have the negative space. Negative space is similar to a negative shape. It is the space around a sculpture or a building. Now, to further understand the two, here is an example. As presented in the picture, the positive space is the plane, since obviously it is being emphasized. And what can we easily see? And the negative space is the background, the black background in the photo, since it is the space around the sculpture or the actual object or subject in the photo. Next, we have the picture plane. Picture plane is the flat surface of your drawing paper or canvas. The picture plane is the flat surface on which an artist works. For example, in a sheet of paper, canvas, copper sheet, wall, ceiling, computer screen, or Word blank document. The next one, we have composition. Composition is the organization and placement of the elements on your picture plane. This category is the part where all the separate elements come together to form a whole, and that includes blank spaces, images, graphics, colors, and drawings that come together to form a single picture. Lastly is the focal point. Focal point is the object or area you want the viewer to look at first. Again, for example, the plane in this photo. Now let's proceed to another foundation of visual design, which is the form. Now form is the three-dimensionality of an object. Take note that you can hold a form, walk around a form, and in some cases, walk inside a form. Form is any positive element we place on a page as opposed to the negative elements we consider as space. Basically, form is the subject. Lastly, we have the volume. Volume is a three-dimensional form comprising length, width, and depth. Three-dimensional forms contain points, lines or edges, and planes or surfaces. Always remember that the volume consists of form and space. Hence, volume is a three-dimensional form or pictures that presents realistic images to its viewers. To summarize, space emphasizes dominance, or the idea of emphasizing the subject or the object in the picture, while form is the subject or the object that is presented in a canvas or in a flat surface. And lastly, volume is a three-dimensional form that presents realistic photos or pictures to the audience. And that's all for today's video. Dili ko kasyagit kinatulog na ko magpapa. And if you have questions, clarifications, and violent reactions, just raise your hand and ask me. Thank you for listening and watching. Have a great day ahead, everyone. Amping, ingat sila sa inyo, ingat po mo sa ilang tanan. Bye! Yeah.